Hello, Oilers fans. Austin here with the post-game recap between the Oilers and the Dallas Stars. Edmonton loses 5-0 tonight in what was one of the worst defensive efforts I've seen from the team since not even the Leafs game. This game reminded me of earlier in the season before Jay Woodcroft was fired. There was no attention to detail in any zone on the ice today. All three zones, Edmonton was just not playing the way that they need to find success. And it's disappointing because we have 2 weeks until the playoffs start. We are in April, and efforts like this, I think, are unacceptable, and they should not happen at this point in the season. You'd think the team would be ready at this point, and right now, it should just be fine-tuning the finer details when it comes to the structure and system that Edmonton is playing. And tonight was just a horrific effort all over the place. The full 60 minutes just was not there from Edmonton. And it's really disappointing, too, because a week ago, it's been 6 days since Edmonton defeated the LA Kings 4-1 on home ice. They were so patient in that game. They played a very mature game. They didn't force anything against the 1-3-1. They waited to attack on their own terms. They controlled play pretty much the whole night against the Kings. And the title of my post-game recap from that video was Playoff Ready. After watching this game tonight, and to a lesser extent the St. Louis Blues game the other night, there was a lot of stuff going on with that Blues game that made me go, maybe that wasn't on the Oilers. Tonight is on the players. Tonight is on the leadership group. Darnell Nurse and Leon Draisaitl especially had absolutely putrid, pathetic, horrible games, unacceptable at this time of the season. And I have some severe doubts about how playoff ready Edmonton actually is. I truly did believe they were playoff ready after that Kings game, and they've kind of just taken their foot off the gas a little bit. And I mean, if we're having stinkers like this in April, when every team and everyone is getting ready for the playoffs, this is the type of game that Edmonton plays against a cup contender. That's just not good enough. It's completely unacceptable. Let's just jump into the post-game recap here. First period, Draisaitl had a giveaway at the blue line early in the period. It was his first shift on the ice. It results in an odd man rush. Dallas makes it 1-0 early. Faxa scored that goal. Not much that Pickard could do on that one. The Oilers started to press after that giveaway by Draisaitl. Janmark then just misses on an open net after a mad scramble in the crease. Henrique then made a good defensive play in the Oilers zone. Calvin Pickard with 3 really good saves in a row. And then the Stars started to hem in the Oilers a little bit, especially that McLeod, Kane, and Fogle line. And that line hasn't really played as good as I thought they would. They haven't been getting the looks that I thought they could based on the speed of the line and the grit on the line. Fogle and Kane, I thought they'd be a bit more physical and generate a bit more. Now, Kane did have a couple looks tonight. He had a couple good looks in the third period, but now this is 21 games in a row, or 20 games in a row for Evander Kane with no goals, which is pretty disheartening and discouraging to witness right now. Nurse thing gets called for interference. Draisaitl was taken down before the Nurse penalty, and there was no call, and then Darnell Nurse gets an interference call. Was it weak? Yes. Did Darnell Nurse have a right to question the call? Absolutely. Did Darnell Nurse need to continue to argue with the officials for 5 minutes until they gave him a 10-minute misconduct? Absolutely not. At this point, again, this is April. This is not October or November. We are in April, and the NHL and their league offices and just the league in general and the officials, they've made it very clear at this point, if you don't know that you shouldn't be arguing for an extended period of time with the officials, berating them, yelling at them, arguing with them, then that's just, I don't know what to say, because they've kicked coaches out of games. Players have been getting 10-minute misconducts, especially a lot more recently, and Darnell Nurse was given a 10-minute misconduct, so he sits for 12 minutes in the box because he just would not shut his mouth. Carrick was stopped on a breakaway on the shorthanded chance. Pickard then stops Hintz in close. Oilers make the kill. They were 1-for-1 at this point in the game. Then there was a good play by Perry defensively. Duchesne just missed on a transition play, and then the Oilers get a power play of their own. Hyman was high-sticked. Pickard made a good save as Edmonton struggled to gain the zone at any point, and their puck management was putrid on the power play. Corey Perry, after the power play expires, steps in, takes a slap shot, hits the bar. McDavid then gets stopped twice. Top line started buzzing late as the period expired. End of one, it was 1-0 Dallas. The shots were 17-10 in favor of the Stars. The expected goals, 2.3 to 1.7 in favor of Edmonton after one. Now, after the first period, I put out a tweet and I wrote in my little notepad here, Overall, I thought it was a good but not great period. It was bad power play, but Edmonton, for the most part, was controlling play at even strength and generating really good chances, which was true. I even wrote on Twitter, I was like, as long as Edmonton can clean up a little bit on the defensive side and continue to press offensively, they should be scoring goals and they should win this game. But how wrong I ended up being, I don't know why I got my hopes up. In the second period, the Stars almost score early. The shot just missed the glove side. Nuge then takes a penalty. Pickard made a great save on Lindell on the delayed call. Oilers then make the kill, and then the Oilers get a power play of their own right after. Pickard was playing well at this point of the game. I wrote that down. Draisaitl then hits the post. That was the third post of the game for Edmonton at that point. Bushbaum was stopped by Jake Ottinger, who I just want to give a shout out. Jake Ottinger played a terrific game. He's the reason why Dallas was able to take control of this game. Edmonton early. The first half of the game was all Edmonton, but after the 10-minute marker of the second period, Dallas really turned it on. Jake Ottinger, 2 shutouts in a row for him now. Oilers don't convert on the power play. Then Ryan McLeod was stopped on a 2-on-1. Nurse then gets stopped on a good setup from McDavid. And then Stankoven stopped on a breakaway after a Desharnais shot was blocked. And it was a really creative like alley-oop play to Stankoven. Desharnais took the shot, the puck, I forget who it was on Dallas, high flip over both defenders. Stankoven got in behind, got a breakaway chance. That was pretty fun to watch if you're a Dallas fan. Pickard then makes another good save as Ekholm and Bouchard got caught. Perry was the only defender back on that specific play. Ekholm with a penalty, Stars power play, and then Sagan makes it 2-0 on a cross-ice pass by Heiskanen. Pickard then robs Robertson not long after that power play goal. Then the Oilers get a power play of their own. I wrote they need to get one back to get back into the game. And then Bouchard had a couple of looks, but he couldn't get a puck on net. And then this is where the entire game just turned, and Edmonton decided, you know what? Let's just not play proper defensively sound, zero attention to detail hockey. Now, the Oilers, they had the second unit out on the power play. 5-6 seconds left in the power play. There were 3 forwards deep in Dallas's zone. So you have Ekholm and Nurse at the blue line. Great. We have 2 defensemen back. Even if Dallas has the puck and they come up, it's a 3-on-2. It'll probably be a 4-on-2, but at least you have 2 defenders back and you can try and limit where the shot is going to come from on the ice. Darnell Nurse, the puck goes around the right side corner. And Darnell Nurse, he should have seen that there were 3 Edmonton forwards deep and that only Ekholm was back. I don't know if he just wasn't aware. I don't know if he didn't care. He decided to just skate into the Dallas zone and try and cut a puck off that he had absolutely no chance on getting to begin with. So now you have 3 Dallas Stars players breaking the zone, flying the zone with possession, and only Matthias Ekholm is back. And then Johnston is coming out of the penalty box while this is happening in the neutral zone. So instead of a 3-on-1, it is now a 4-on-1 for Dallas, and they convert. It was an absolutely disgusting, putrid, horrible play by Darnell Nurse. I don't know what he was thinking, if he was even thinking at all. And again, this is the theme of today's post-game recap. It's April. That should not happen. This is April. Darnell Nurse has played almost 700 games in his career. What are you doing? How are you not aware of where your forwards are on the ice, where your defenseman is, that there's a penalty about to expire? Why are you making that choice? Like, what is the risk reward in your brain at that point? It's just unbelievable, man. Just unacceptable. Leon Draisaitl with his 2 giveaways that resulted in goals against 2. I'll talk about him too. Connor McDavid then gets stopped on a 2-on-1 after the 3-0 goal for the Stars. Then Dallas makes it 4-0. Not even sure what the Oilers are doing right now. Giveaway after giveaway. It's constant turnovers and it's 5-0. Literally, I was writing my thoughts after the 4-0 goal in my notes, and Dallas scored to make it 5-0 before I could even finish my thought in my notepad. As I was writing my thoughts, I just wrote, wow, Oilers look like it's an 11 p.m. beer league game, and they've all had one too many drinks is what it sure looked like. They definitely looked like my beer league team this year, that's for sure. And my beer league team was not good. I'm just going to say that right now. End of 2, 5-0 Dallas. Shots were 28-25 in favor of the Stars. In the second period alone, the shots were 18-8 in favor of the Stars. And the expected goals were 3.3 to 2.8 in favor of Dallas. 4 goals against in 5.5 minutes-ish. It's tough to blame Calvin Pickard. Would you like to stop on a couple of those? Maybe. But he did make a lot of big saves, and he was the only reason why Dallas hadn't broken the game early sooner. But once the dam broke, the water just poured in, and there's not much that Pickard could do when the defense in front of him decided, hey, let's just not do anything. The 5th goal against, I did want to talk about Leon Draisaitl. It's the second giveaway that resulted in a goal against in the game for him. And this is 2 games in a row that I have not liked Leon Draisaitl's play at all. The game against St. Louis was terrible. Yes, he scored to tie the game and force overtime. Great, awesome, good job. But in terms of his overall play in that Blues game, was not a fan. And in this game against the Dallas Stars, it's not good enough. Darnell Nurse, Leon Draisaitl, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Zach Hyman, it's just not good enough. And I think I'm so mad, my webcam just started freezing. So I should probably wrap this up before my whole computer decides to crash to prevent me from just losing my mind right now. Third period starts. Calvin Pickard gave this team a chance before the dam broke. Barring some kind of miracle, Dallas has this one wrapped up in a pretty bow. Fogle was run hard into the boards, and there was no response from anyone on the ice. I don't know, man. And it wasn't like a horrible hit, but like just Fogle's reaction, you would expect someone to kind of jump in. You're down 5 goals. Why not just try and muck it up and start something? I don't know. Ottinger then makes a good save as the pace has slowed considerably in the third. Dallas, they were playing 5 men back. Perimeter play, keeping Edmonton in the perimeter, not allowing anything inside. They were content to just wrap this up 5-0. Ottinger then makes a save on Bouchard, who had a few good looks tonight. Nurse was in a scoring position and then just fell down for some reason, just lost his balance. I don't know. I guess he got excited about maybe scoring a goal and maybe making him go from a -3 to a -2 on the night. Then Kane was robbed in close and drew a power play. And Evander Kane, very like weird up and down game for him. He's another player I'll talk about. Again, he's at 21 games without a goal now. At some point, we need production here. It was a lifeless third period. Oilers don't convert on their power play. They ended up 0 for 4. Not much to talk about in the third as the game comes to an end. End of the game, 5-0 Dallas. Shots were 35-32 in favor of the Oilers, and the expected goals were 3.56 to 3.45 in favor of the Stars. No 3 stars of the game tonight. The only star that I would give is first star to Jake Ottinger. I was not caring about giving any other stars out tonight because it was a game that just really, really bothered me. Next up for Edmonton is at home against Colorado on Friday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Now, the Colorado Avalanche, they are another Central Division Cup contender. The Oilers did great against Winnipeg, and then they played very good against the Pacific Division rival LA Kings. But now, with this effort against the Dallas Stars, they lost to the St. Louis Blues. Now we're playing another Central Division team in Colorado. If Edmonton plays even just remotely like this tonight, even if they're like 50% better than they were tonight, that will not even be close to good enough against the Colorado Avalanche on Friday. They have a lot of work to do. Chris Knobloch has a lot of decisions to make in terms of his personnel and how he wants to run his lines. Seems like Chris Knobloch, whenever the Oilers go up against teams like Dallas, really good cup contenders, some of his coaching decisions, I haven't had a lot to complain about or question when it comes to his lineups and his player personnel and how he rolls his lines, who he plays with who, because Edmonton has been winning. However, like I said, we are in April. We should be preparing for the playoffs, and we should have our line set and our system set, and we should be ready to go. And tonight was a humongous step back, and I would expect a much better response on Friday. If the Oilers' response on Friday is very minimal, if nothing at all, and Colorado comes out and absolutely throttles us, then I will be very confident to say that Edmonton does not have much of a chance in the first round of the playoffs. Don't even talk about a Stanley Cup. Like at that point, it's like, are we even going to get out of round 1? It's unfortunate. The Oilers had a chance to gain some points on the Golden Knights, who are behind them, and the LA Kings still. So losing that opportunity, and of course, this also extends the playoff magic number. It is still at 2 for Edmonton before they even clinch a playoff spot. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if they can respond against Colorado Avalanche on Friday. Let me know your thoughts about the game in the comment section below. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of angry people, angry fans, or emotional fans. I'm very emotional right now. I'm going to have so much to talk about in the day after video tomorrow. I need to sleep and get my thoughts straightened out before I do that, because tonight's just more of a rambly frustration type video. So I do appreciate everyone that's tuned in and watched. If you're not yet subscribed and you really like today's video, make sure you subscribe. Make sure to hit that like button. It goes a long way in supporting the channel. I truly do appreciate all of your support and tuning in. Now, despite how emotional and mad and upset we might be at the result, don't let that deter you from telling someone that you love them tonight. All right. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's day after video. Good night, everyone.